Military music at Navy Band Great Lakes has a long, rich history. The first musician, a bugler, arrived in 1908 to the then-new Naval Training Center, and the band was officially established in 1911 when the first recruits arrived for training. During World War I, the illustrious John Philip Sousa led the band as he trained more than 1,500 musicians for the Navy. Today's members carry on that noble tradition in the spirit of their motto, pride in service. With a wide range of performing ensembles, this talented group of professional military musicians appear in hundreds of parade, concert, school, public, and recruiting performances throughout its 11-state area each year as the Navy's ambassadors to the Midwest. The Commander, Naval Service Training Command, Admiral Stephen C. Evans, is proud to present the men and women of Navy Band Great Lakes. Leading today's concert is musician second class Gregory Lopes. Another acknowledgement, please, for their outstanding performance this morning. Here is a special announcement for our guests of graduating Division 938. Your performers will need a few extra moments to return their equipment following the ceremony. After Liberty has been called, we recommend that the guests of Division 938 wait in your bleacher area, and your graduates will join you shortly. Your patience is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Also, ladies and gentlemen, due to the design of our bleachers, it is almost impossible to retrieve small items that may fall between them during the ceremony. However, if items are dropped, please contact the Lost and Found following the ceremony. For your convenience, our ladies' restrooms are located below the bleachers, and our men's are at the center of the drill hall beneath the review stand. All restrooms are accessible by the aisleways at the ends of the bleacher sections. If required, handicapped restrooms are on the main level at the center and extreme ends of the drill hall. Thank you. Your sailors have not been permitted to smoke during training and are not permitted to do so while on weekend liberty. Regardless of their age, they are also prohibited from driving vehicles or consuming alcohol during liberty. Graduates who violate these rules will have the remainder of their liberty revoked and will incur a setback in training. Please support your graduates in meeting these important requirements so you and the Navy's newest sailors may share a safe and enjoyable weekend here in Chicagoland. The parade of graduates is underway and will arrive at Midway Ceremonial Hall in just a few moments. Please make sure that all personal items are clear of the aisles and the drill deck. Guests in the balcony are reminded that standing along the rail is prohibited for the remainder of the ceremony. We know that your sailors will have many wonderful and amazing stories for you about their boot camp experience. However, at this time, we offer some video evidence that reveals our side of the story.
Thank you.
「
Good morning. I'm Rear Admiral Stephen Evans, Commander, Naval Service Training Command, and I welcome you to Naval Station Great Lakes and Recruit Training Command for Recruit Graduation. While this occasion is a chance for you to celebrate your loved one's graduation from our Navy's only boot camp, it is also a celebration of your impact on them as well. Throughout our nation's history, the steadfast support of military families has always been a source of inspiration to all who serve. Your sons, daughters, wives, husbands, and friends had other options than volunteering to serve their country. Yet they chose this path. And I join a grateful nation in saying, thank you. None who serve stand alone. And the young men and women who graduate today owe much of their current and future success to family and the outstanding support you provide. I wish to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you who do so much for our Navy family. You are true patriots in so many ways, and your support makes a tremendous difference. You define us, you sustain us, you encourage and reinforce us. So enjoy today's graduation and take pride in this special occasion. I can assure you that this is a day you and our Navy's newest sailors will never forget. Again, my most profound thanks for your support and my most sincere welcome to our Navy family. Welcome aboard.
As the parade of graduates approaches, we salute the states and territories whose sons and daughters will graduate today.
Delaware,
Pennsylvania, New Jersey,
Georgia,
Connecticut, Massachusetts,
Maryland,
South Carolina,
New Hampshire,
Virginia, New York,
North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont,
Kentucky, Tennessee,
Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana,
Mississippi,
Illinois,
Alabama, Maine,
Missouri,
Arkansas, Michigan,
Florida, Texas,
Iowa, Wisconsin,
California, Minnesota,
Oregon, Kansas,
West Virginia, Nevada,
Nebraska,
Colorado, North Dakota,
South Dakota,
Montana,
Washington,
Idaho,
Wyoming, Utah,
Oklahoma,
New Mexico, Arizona,
Alaska,
Hawaii, District of Columbia,
Puerto Rico,
Guam,
American Samoa,
Northern Mariana Islands,
Virgin Islands,
state flags, order, arms. And now we invite you to join the staff of Recruit Training Command in welcoming the graduating divisions with your applause as they enter Midway Ceremonial Hall and are announced in the following order.
Please welcome Division 227. Division 228. Division 229. Division 230. Division 231. Division 232. Division 233. Division 234. Today's graduating performing unit is Division 938. Division 938 provides the recruit choir, drill team, and band for today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Thank you. Divisions: right, face. Section leaders fall out and collect outer garments. Divisions. Counter. March. Divisions, halt.
Prepare for review. At a normal interval, dress left, dress. Ready, front, left, face. At a close interval, dress right, dress. Ready, front, right, face, parade, rest.
May I have your attention, please? For the remainder of the review, no one will be permitted to pass in front of the review stand. And we ask this as a courtesy to our reviewing officer. Photography is certainly encouraged, but we ask that you remain seated and off the drill deck. The photographers you will see on deck throughout the review are the official photographers of Recruit Training Command. Division commanders, left or right, face, parade, rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Lieutenant Ian DeSoto, Recruit Training Command's Drill Division Officer, and I would like to welcome you to today's Pass and Review. Today you will see 9 divisions comprised of 636 sailors participate in their graduation ceremony and soon join the most powerful Navy in the world. Please draw your attention to the unit position at center deck. There is the review commander and staff. The review commander is responsible for conducting the graduation ceremony. Today's review commander is Seaman Isaac Goodwin from Long Beach, California. Let's give him a hand. Performing and graduating today is the State Flags unit on their 6th week of training, the Staff unit on their 7th week of training, and graduating is the Triple Threat unit on their 8th and final week of training. These units are comprised entirely of recruits. During their night of arrival, recruits are placed in divisions of 88 personnel and assigned their division commanders. Recruit division commanders form the backbone of recruit training and are the key individuals in the life of every recruit. Division commanders must serve as counselors, disciplinarians, administrators, and military leaders. Above all, they must show themselves as outstanding examples of military bearing, appearance, attitude, and behavior. Each division also has a recruit chief petty officer. This is the senior recruit who supervises the divisional staff positions and leads the division in the absence of their division commanders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the graduating divisions, their division commanders, and recruit chief petty officers. As I introduce each division, they will raise the competitive flags that they've earned throughout their training. As I introduce each recruit chief petty officer, the flag representing their home state will also be raised. Please hold your applause until all introductions have been completed. I will be starting from their right. Division 227. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Jeffrey Ramirez. Petty Officer First Class Christopher Johnson. Petty Officer First Class Aaron Doan. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Matthew Boger from Independence, Missouri. Division 228. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Brian Johnston. Petty Officer First Class William Beamer. Petty Officer First Class Lucas Gaynor. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman James Clayton from Wall, New Jersey. Division 229. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Jaden Sandy. Petty Officer First Class William Martinez. Petty Officer First Class Dylan Goslin. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Dewana Williams from National City, California. Division 230. Commanded by Petty Officer First Class Oliver Wura. Petty Officer First Class Reuben Fisher. Petty Officer Second Class Cassandra Alvarez. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Kevin Venata from Tampa, Florida. Division 231. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Oscar Chavaria. Petty Officer First Class Nicole Grieve. Petty Officer First Class Stephen Leib. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Lindsay Randler from Big Cove Tannery, Pennsylvania. Division 232. Commanded by Petty Officer First Class Roberto Landeros. Petty Officer First Class Shakia Boyd. Petty Officer First Class Sarah Secrease. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Haley Spencer from Casa Grande, Arizona. Division 233. Commanded by Petty Officer First Class Timothy Reed. Petty Officer First Class Marco Toledo. Petty Officer Second Class Nash Bovard. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Dominic Wynn from Port Richey, Florida. Division 234. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Aaron Bilal. Petty Officer First Class Darren Southwick. Petty Officer First Class Robert Stillwell. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Aaron Grau from Toledo, Ohio. Division 938. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Larry Thomas. Petty Officer First Class Justin Pascal. Petty Officer Second Class Tiffany Groover. And their Recruit Chief Petty Officer, Seaman Taylor Josephs from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. On behalf of the Commanding Officer and staff of Recruit Training Command, we congratulate these division commanders and Recruit Chief Petty Officers on a job well done. In a moment, you will see the ceremonial side boys, bosun, and honor guard take their places for arrival honors. This time on our tradition is our formal greeting to this morning's reviewing officer. When requested by the announcer, please stand for the arrival honors, marching on of the colors, the national anthem, and the invocation. As a reminder, military guests shall remain covered throughout the entire graduation ceremony. And ladies and gentlemen, one final note. As befitting the importance of this occasion, our ceremony is conducted in a formal manner. However, we do encourage you to participate in today's graduation ceremony by letting your applause show your sailors just how proud of them you are. Once again, welcome aboard.
Divisions! Attention!
Will the guests please rise and remain standing for the arrival of the official party? Recruit Training Command, arriving.
Order. Arms.
Deputy Commander, Naval Service Training Command, arriving.
Order. Arms.
Deputy Commander, Naval Air Force Atlantic, arriving. Order. Arms. The guests may be seated.
Good morning, Admiral. Honor Guard standing by for inspection, sir. Inspection. Up. Color Guard, parade the colors.
Will the guests please rise? Hand salute.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order, arms. Retire the colors.
Hand salute. Ready, two. Chaplain Freebull will offer this morning's invocation.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you humbly this morning, remembering the great privilege and honor we have to be part of the United States. God, we thank you for the support that we have received over these last few months and years by our family members and friends and those who have served before us. I pray that you would continue to go before these sailors in wisdom, going behind them, protecting them, bringing them home once again in safety as they defend our nation. We thank you for your love and pray that you would continue to bind these sailors together in love for one another and for this great nation. We pray these things in your holy name. Amen.
Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm hath bound the restless wave, who bids the mighty ocean deep its own
guests may be seated. At this point, the commanding officer would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Then the unit commanders would face about and relay the information to their divisions. Today's events demonstrate how orders are passed through the chain of command.
Divisions! Report! Very well. 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 All divisions present or accounted for, sir. Very well. The Sailors' Creed.
Good morning, Captain. I present the graduating divisions. Request permission to commence the review.
Very well. Commence the review.
Aye, aye, sir.
Hooray! Rest!
Sound off!
award winners. Left or right, face.
Award winners reporting, sir.
Very well. Good morning. I'm Captain Mike Garrett, Commanding Officer of Recruit Training Command. I welcome you to this morning's recruit graduation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where our Navy heritage meets the future and where these young men and women enter the profession of arms. Division 938 graduates today. They are the Triple Threat Unit, providing recruit choir, drill team, and band. Please join me in giving them a hand for their outstanding performances. Welcome to our reviewing officer, Rear Admiral Scott Jones, Deputy Commander, Naval Air Force Atlantic, and Captain Lee Newton, Deputy Commander, Naval Service Training Command. I would also like to welcome and recognize the veterans in our audience for their service to our country. Would our veterans please stand? I am pleased to welcome the families and friends of these graduates who have come here today to share in this significant milestone with our newest sailors. The men and women of Recruit Training Command are dedicated to providing the United States Navy basically trained, physically fit, and sharply disciplined sailors like those whom you see before you. They, and others like them, serve as the bedrock of our naval forces. They give our Navy its combat edge, and they enable us to help keep this nation secure. These sailors have successfully completed 8 weeks of demanding recruit training. They have recently demonstrated their knowledge and their courage during battle stations. They have earned the right to wear the uniform recognized throughout the world as a symbol of freedom. This training group is ready to graduate and serve in the world's most powerful Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 636 of the newest and sharpest sailors in the United States Navy.
Recruit Training Command's competitive system among individual recruits and divisions promotes teamwork, attention to detail, and pride in accomplishment. Divisions performing above standards throughout their training are awarded recognition flags in the following mission areas: academic achievement, military drill, compartment readiness, and physical fitness. These flags are carried as a visible symbol of the division's success. Each flag indicates that your sailors, individually and as teams, met performance standards in one or more mission areas.
Parade! Rest!
Rear Admiral Jones will now present this week's individual awards, and he will be joined on the drill deck by our commanding officer, Captain Garrick, and Deputy Commander, Naval Service Training Command, Captain Newton.
Good morning, Captain. Fireman Clemens reporting.
For achieving the highest overall academic score during recruit training, Fireman Michael Clemens, Division 230 from Reidsville, West Virginia, has earned the Academic Excellence Award, which is sponsored by the Lake Defiance chapter of the Illinois Society of the Sons of the American Revolution. Fireman Clemens receives a letter of commendation from the commanding officer. Well done, sailor. For having displayed extraordinary qualities best expressing the American spirit of honor, initiative, and loyalty, Airman Stephen Vesper, Division 228, from Warren, New Jersey, is awarded the Navy League Award, which is sponsored by the Navy League of the United States. Airman Vesper is presented with a commemorative plaque and a letter of commendation from the commanding officer. Well done, sailor! Seaman Aurora Klukas, Division 230, from San Antonio, Texas, is the winner of the United Service Organization Award for best exemplifying the spirit and intent of the word shipmate. Seaman Klukas is given a commemorative plaque from the United Service Organization. Well done, sailor! Seaman Apprentice Dominic Wilkinson, Division 938, from Fort Lee, Virginia, is the recipient of the Military Order of the World Wars Award of Merit. This award is presented for meritorious performance during recruit training. Seaman Apprentice Wilkinson is presented with a commemorative plaque from the Military Order of the World Wars. Well done, sailor! The Military Officers Association Leadership Award is presented to Fireman Anthony Calderon, Division 230, from Trumbull, Connecticut, for demonstrating exceptional tenacity and professionalism. Fireman Calderon is awarded a letter of commendation from our commanding officer. Well done, sailor! Seaman Joel Raffles, Division 229, from La Puente, California, is the recipient of the Navy Club of the United States of America Military Excellence Award for best exemplifying the qualities of enthusiasm, devotion to duty, military bearing, and teamwork. This award places him at the pinnacle of today's newest sailors. He is awarded a flag letter of commendation. Seaman Raffles, the staff of Recruit Training Command, salutes you as the finest of this group of graduates. Well done, sailor!
Divisions! Attention!
It is appropriate to recognize such outstanding individual accomplishments by these sailors with a round of 3 cheers. The adjutant will lead all graduating divisions in 3 cheers for this morning's award winners.
Hip, hip! Hip, hip! Hip, hip!
I have the distinct pleasure this morning of introducing our reviewing officer, Rear Admiral Scott Jones. As Deputy Commander, Naval Air Force Atlantic, Rear Admiral Jones and his team oversee the manning, training, and equipping of 4 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, 4 carrier air wings, a strike fighter wing, a patrol and reconnaissance group, a maritime patrol wing, and 2 helicopter wings comprising 54 aircraft squadrons, 1,200 aircraft, and 50,000 officers, enlisted, and civilian personnel. Rear Admiral Jones enlisted in the Navy in 1982 as an electronic warfare technician and served 6 years in the enlisted ranks. He is a 1987 graduate from National University. He was commissioned through the Aviation Officer Candidate School in 1988 and was designated a naval aviator in October 1989. In 2009, he earned his Master of Science in National Security Strategy from the National War College. Rear Admiral Jones's aviation operational tours include Patrol Squadrons 44 and 8, based in Brunswick, Maine, as well as Patrol Squadron 69, based in Whidbey Island, Washington. His command tours include Patrol Squadron 69, Commander, Task Force 74, Theater Anti-Submarine Warfare Detachment, Chief of Naval Air Training, Reserve Component, Commander, 3rd Fleet Joint Force Maritime Component. Rear Admiral Jones also served as Operations Officer with Commander, 3rd Fleet Maritime Air Operations Detachment in Tucson, Arizona. Prior to being selected to the rank of Flag Officer, he served at Navy Region Southwest Reserve Component Command, San Diego, as the Deputy Commander. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm Recruit Training Command welcome to an outstanding sailor, Rear Admiral Scott Jones.
Good morning, shipmates. It looks like we'll have somebody take care of that person right there. It's very difficult to stand at attention or parade rest for a very long period of time. I would let you know that I am very, very proud of all you shipmates out there. I'd like to do 3 things. I'd like to thank you and congratulate you. I'd like to talk a little bit about what we do in the Naval Service, and then I'd like to offer you a challenge. First, I'd like to say thank you to the Recruit Division Commanders and the entire staff here at Recruit Training Command Great Lakes. I find this place better than when I first arrived here in June of 1982. It's absolutely outstanding to be back. For the family and friends, I would like to congratulate you on your families and young folks' success here at Recruit Training Command as they embark upon their adventure in the United States Navy. I'd like to congratulate each one of you, all 636 young sailors before us, as this is a milestone day to you. Your life will never be the same after today, because no longer, when you list your name, do you just list your name and stop. From now on, when you list your name and then you add United States Navy. And with that title comes a responsibility. Your life will be different from now on. When you go home, your friends and your family and people that you run into will look at you in a different way, because you are now a United States sailor. And with that comes the responsibility to explain to people why we have a Navy and what we do. The role of the United States Navy is very simple, but it's not easy. We in the United States Navy are here to win wars, deter aggression, and maintain maritime dominance in the sea. Your job is to maintain order in a disordered world, and it takes all 636 of you to add into the ranks of the 415,000 of us in total, active component and reserve, to win wars, deter aggression, and maintain dominance at sea. Your friends are going to ask you, why do you even need a Navy? And here's what you tell them. It's good gouge from an old admiral. It's called the 7-8-9 rule. The 7 is 70% of the earth is covered with water. 80% of all capitals on this earth are within 500 miles of the sea. And 90, the word 9, the letter 9, 90% of all manufactured goods are still shipped over international water. So that's why we have carrier strike groups and expeditionary forces that can go forward so that we can reach out and shape conversations with those capitals that are within 500 miles of the sea. We maintain order in a disordered world. So here's my challenge to you, each and every one of you, all 636. The way you feel about the Navy today and the sense of pride that you felt when you put on that U.S. Navy cap at your capping ceremony, don't let anyone ever take that away from you. Remember and maintain your military bearing. Remember the responsibility that you've been given as a United States sailor. And every time you hear Anchors Aweigh being played, no matter how close or how far, you stand at attention and sing with it. Congratulations, United States sailors. You are now a part of this Navy family. Your skipper, myself, your family, and your friends could not be more proud of you. And if anybody ever asks, you say, "Go Navy."
Drummers, post!
Rear Admiral Jones will now receive the salute of the graduating divisions, and he will be joined on the drill deck by our commanding officer, Captain Garrick. Please remain seated until your graduates have been placed on liberty. Flags. Post. Section leaders fall out and retrieve outer garments. Midway Ceremonial Drill Hall will be closing at the conclusion of today's graduation. Please check the area around you to ensure you have all your possessions. For those families with strollers, please retrieve them as you exit the drill hall. Thanks again to each and every one of you for joining us on this most memorable of Navy Days. And without further delay, now hear this, Liberty Call, Liberty Call. Fall out. Midway Ceremonial Drill Hall will be closing in 10 minutes.